Hello, everyone. This is the Inner Voice Show, part of the Evolving Mind series at the Togetherness Media. I'm Dr. Foojan Zeine, a psychotherapist and the founder of the Awareness Integration Theory. This show is about what matters most in our life, our minds, thoughts, feelings, actions, relationships, and our fulfillment in this beautiful journey of life. In this show, I will share with you the tip of the week about being responsible for clarifying misinterpretations and what is in our mind and how we create misinterpretations. Then I will talk about how to handle your fear about needing to satisfy anyone else in the Ask Me segment. And then I will share the latest research about frequent cannabis use being associated with 2 points of decline in IQ, especially the verbal one, the verbal IQ. Then I'll bring you Amoda Ma. She is a spiritual teacher, a warrior of the heart, sharing a fresh approach to the age-old search for spiritual freedom, and the author of Falling Open in a World Falling Apart. I'd love to hear from you, so connect with me through my website, foojan.com, and follow my social media and message me with your comments and topics of interest and all the questions that you have. But first, here's the tip of the week. Hey, Dr. Foojan here again, and this is the tip of the week. This week, I've been noticing a lot of miscommunication between people. I've seen it between myself and my clients, couples, family members, and coworkers. This week has brought lots of sensitivities to the surface. When stress is high for people, they tend to be more sensitive. Therefore, their listening might become defensive rather than from an open, heartfelt place. This is a common occurrence. I've had to clean up misinterpretations from how I have come across to my clients and how they have perceived my intention. When I have said something and the interpretation was that I was not caring or listening or don't understand, I needed to make sure that I apologized for coming across in a way that my conversation could be interpreted in a non-caring or harsh way. I also had to ponder about what was going inside me, that with all the best intention, my tonality or my words appear harsh to the listener. Thankfully, all miscommunications were cleaned up and reconnection has happened. I'm observing myself to see what and how subconsciously is relaying. What is it that subconscious is relaying to the listener? Although what I'm saying appears to be okay. I've also observed couples that have dragged out arguments for weeks based on misinterpretations. One partner states a complaint so that they get heard and hopefully for the matter to get fixed. However, the other partner hears the complaint as an attack or a demeaning sentence, and feels angry, enraged, and humiliated. When each person clarifies the meaning of what was said, then the two can begin moving forward with the intended communication. If they don't clarify and just argue, it takes a long time to get out of the defense attack mode. This way, they continue to hurt each other more and more. No one knows what another person is thinking or feeling. At best, we can assume and guess. The problem escalates when we think our assumption and projections are accurate and react accordingly to our personal projections without doing a reality check. You know, I read this quote and I have no idea whose it's from, but I love it and I constantly have it everywhere, which is between what I think, what I want to say, what I believe I'm saying, what I say, what you want to hear, what you hear, what you believe you understand, what you want to understand, and what you actually understand. There are at least 9 possibilities of misunderstanding. So when you have said or done something that has hurt someone, and they get the courage to tell you that they're upset, one, Listen with compassion. 2, go into their world. 3, see how they have been affected. 4, what did they perceive that hurt them? 5, apologize for what you have done that was perceived as intentional hurt, or that it hurt even though they knew you did not intend to hurt them. 6, let them know what you actually meant to say that was misinterpreted. 7, take responsibility for the way you have stated it that created the misinterpretation. 8, let them know that you would like to reconnect with them and mend the relationship. 9, ask for future ways that the other person likes to be communicated to. And 10, let them know how you would like to be communicated to. This way you minimize future misinterpretations. To have more observational skills and tools for healthier relationships, go to my book, Life Reset, The Awareness Integration Path to Creating the Life You Want. Remember, be responsible for clarifying your communication. You are the only one who knows what you mean. This is the Ask Me segment, and thank you so much for people who are asking the questions. I got this question on Instagram actually today. Says, how can I reduce my fear of keeping others satisfied? There's a part of us that does need to keep everybody satisfied. We want everybody to like us. And that's pretty normal, actually. What we do as far as a human being, it is important for us to be accepted by the herd because in old days, if we weren't and they were shunning us away, we could not survive. So therefore, in every single human being, there is this desire to be connected to their group and to be accepted, validated. And I think that as we grow up, as we're born, kind of with the first validation that we want is of our parents and then our siblings and then extended family, you know, grandpa, grandma, and then our teachers and then our peers and then our lover. And then there are society and, you know, the academic group, or if we're in a business, then the, you know, business and our customers and all of it. That sometimes holds who we are. And it's a reflection back into our identity. And we kind of, it's like a mirror effect, you know, we look at others and if they like us, then we like ourselves. Well, there's a truth to that, definitely. But there's also, you got to realize there's 7.5 billion people out there that if we were going to keep every single person satisfied, it would be impossible. So you need to know what it is that you stand for, the values that you have, the greatness that you have, the strengths that you have, your power within, who you are, and even your vulnerabilities, even the areas that you don't like, even if you can take responsibility about, all right, you know, sometimes I'm late, or there are times that I get jealous, or there are times that I don't want, you know, I get angry and shout out, and there's not like I'm perfect, and that's fine because as a human being, I don't need to be perfect. And but there are also a lot of strengths and greatness that I can offer to the community in my relationship. And the point is, if I'm doing the right thing and I'm taking a stand for my values and I operate from my values, and if other people might not be at the same alignment with me and I might not necessarily satisfy them, that it's okay. That it's okay that my path and your path might be different. That it's okay that I might think something is okay and you don't, because your taste is different, your ideology is different, the way that you look at things are different. As long as what I do works for me and most people around me and I in my relationships, then I'm going to keep it and I'm going to honor it and I'm going to be proud of who I am. Now, if there's something that I'm worried that you're going to find out about me because I don't like about myself, and I'm kind of ashamed of it, and that's why I don't want you to know because I'm going to be feeling embarrassed, then my suggestion is it's irrelevant whether other people are satisfied or not. It's important that you are. And if there's something that you feel like it should change because you don't want other people to find out, then find out how to change it, how to shift it, how to create something else that you are proud of yourself. So the moral of the story is, if you can be proud of yourself, if you can be satisfied by yourself, if you could honestly look at yourself in the mirror, look at your own eyes, and say that the things I do are great, and the things that I don't like about myself, I'm working on them, and it's okay that those are there, and I'm shifting it and changing it and moving forward and growing. And it's okay that if you love me the way I am, and it's okay, and I honor you even if you don't like my belief systems or things that don't work for you. If there is something that I can align and negotiate with you that works for me and for you, awesome. But if I have to completely change myself and become a stranger to me and lose who I am because I only have to satisfy you, then again, one of us is not in this relationship, and that would be me. And I can't afford to lose me. So be who you are, but be proud of who you are. And if there's anything you're not proud of about who you are, you have the authority and the capacity and the ability to shift it so that you are proud all over. Thank you. Well, hello again. This is the latest research. A study has found that adolescents who frequently use cannabis, marijuana, may experience decline in the intelligence quotient, IQ, over time. The findings of the research provide further insight into the harmful neurological and cognitive effects of frequent cannabis user, especially for young people. The paper, led by researchers at RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences, and is published in the Psychological Medicine. The results reveal that there were decline of approximately 2 IQ points over time in those who use cannabis frequently compared to those who didn't use cannabis. Further analysis suggested that this decline in IQ points was primarily related to reduction in verbal IQ. The research involved systematic review and statistical analysis on 7 longitudinal studies involving 808 young people who use cannabis, and at least weekly for a minimum of 6 months, and 5,308 young people who did not use cannabis. In order to be included in the analysis, each study had to have a baseline IQ score prior to starting cannabis use and another IQ score at a follow-up. So the young people were followed up until age 18 on average, although one study followed them all the way to age 38. Previous research tells us that young people who use cannabis frequently have worse outcomes in life than their peers and are at increased risk of serious mental illness like schizophrenia or any type of paranoia. Loss of IQ points early in life could have significant effects on performance in school, in college, and later employment. Now, cannabis use during youth is of greater concern, as the developing brain may be particularly susceptible to harm during this period. And we know that the age of usage actually for cannabis is getting younger and younger. So if you're a parent and listening to us, please take this matter seriously with your youth, although it has become a norm, and a higher percentage of teens are using it. And if you are a user yourself, be let's say be intelligent about it, let's say, and do it in a way that it does not, your life does not get suffered. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. From home, and all the structures have changed. Hello, I'm Dr. Foojan Zeine, and I'm a psychotherapist and a life coach. If you are experiencing anxiety, depression,
loneliness, isolation, fear of what's going on with all that's going on in the globe with the coronavirus. What's going to happen to you if you've lost your job and you have a lot of anxiety and you don't know what's going to happen to you and your family? If your kids are at home and you're not used to it and you have no idea how to handle them, if you're working from home and all the structures have changed and you don't really know how to concentrate and restructure and motivate yourself, I'm here for you. Call me and let's have online therapy for anyone who's in California and online coaching for anyone who's in the world. Go to my website, Foojan.com, Foojan.com, and let me be a support to you through online therapy and coaching. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you and being a support to you.
Togetherness Media. Togethernessmedia.com.